creature in the bushes. Recently, a family has been hearing strange noises outside of their home. Noises they can't seem to pin to any other animal they are familiar with. In order to get to the bottom of this mystery, they decided to set up a camera outside of their home. Understandably, they never expected to capture the following footage. The shadowy figure hides itself fairly well in the bushes, but we can make out an almost humanoid shape. Let's replay the video to get a better look. I think it's safe to say this isn't some sort of animal like a pig, even though that's kind of what it looks like. The movements and silhouette are almost humanoid. Some viewers suggested going out and simply greeting the creature with a 9mm and a crowbar. Others have pointed out that the creature closely resembles a legend known as a rake, a humanoid entity that stalks the wilderness for any possible victims to pounce on and is very powerful. Whatever this thing is, it's for sure creepy to look at. Ride for your life. In this footage, a man can be seen enjoying himself while doing a night ride in the forest all by himself. His intent was to simply capture high-octane footage of an intense bike trail he was riding on, and while the footage was great, while riding through the bike trail, he starts hearing loud screeching from the forest. Unsure of what he was hearing, he captures this frightening scene. The source I gathered this footage from left little information to go off of. That being said, there are a few different possibilities of what this biker might have captured on camera. One of these possibilities might be that it's simply a wildcat trying to fend for itself at night. It's not uncommon to find many nocturnal animals who do most of their hunting at night in the forest. Another more creepy possibility is that we may have just heard the screams of a wendigo. A wendigo is a human turned into a cannibalistic monster that roams the forest in search of people to either consume physically or spiritually. One interesting thing to note is that the screams never get farther from the biker, but instead sound consistent, meaning whatever was captured on camera was actively making its way to the biker. Car freak. Late at night, in an unknown location, a man and his friend are out and about in the street, minding their own business when something strange catches their eye. In the footage, it appears as though a woman is sitting in her car. However, this is no ordinary woman, as she looks pale as death and starts doing something I myself can't explain properly. Take a look at the footage for yourself. Tell me what you see.
Mira, güey. Ve, güey. Le estoy sacando una fotografía, güey, ve. Vean. Se ve horrible, güey, ve, güey. No mames. Está arriba de la troca, güey.
Se le abre el hocico de boca, así como de oreja a oreja.
Oh, güey. No tiene ni el rostro definido, mira. Mira. Mames. Ve, güey, se le ven los ojos hundidos, güey. Mira la llama, mira la llama. No mames. Mira. Se le ven los ojos hundidos, güey, ve eso. Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga a nosotros tu reino. Hágase, Señor, tu voluntad en la tierra como en el cielo. Danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día. Perdona nuestras ofensas como también nosotros perdonamos a los que nos ofenden. No nos dejes caer en la tentación y líbranos de todo mal. Amén. santas ánimas del purgatorio, yo les rezo para que todos ustedes encuentren la luz. Ve cómo está subiendo la llama, güey. No mames, ve eso, güey.
The footage appears to have caught something seemingly paranormal. While I can't say for certain, it appears as though the cameraman has caught a bruja on camera, also known as a witch in English. It's very common for people in Latin American countries to practice supposed black and white magic and offer services to passerbys in exchange for money or spiritual offerings. As if that weren't creepy enough, the friend in this video points out that the woman in the car has a smile that goes from ear to ear. What could she have been so happy about? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Dancer. Exploring abandoned buildings is a growing hobby among people on the internet. I myself used to explore abandoned buildings and construction sites with my friends, looking for a scare but only finding junk in the process. When I think back on those memories, I thank God I never found anything or the trouble that comes with it. In this next clip, somebody's exploring an abandoned looking building when they meet someone or something late at night. The footage is rather harmless looking, and I'll admit, a little silly. But if this wasn't a friend who was just recording a staged video, this could have much more dangerous implications that could have put the cameraman's life in jeopardy. For example, many homeless tend to take refuge in the quiet darkness of an abandoned building in order to get away from harsh weather conditions or other homeless people. It's also not uncommon for the homeless to abuse certain substances that would make them hyper-aggressive towards anyone around them, or start acting like an outright lunatic, dancing and talking all by themselves. Hopefully the cameraman made it out alright in one piece. Tweakers are dangerous. Tornado in Chihuahua. Tornadoes are violent columns of air that have fascinated humanity since we first started recording history. They are also one of nature's most deadly naturally occurring phenomena that happen all year round. Tornadoes can easily rip apart well-made buildings and toss vehicles around depending on their relative strength. It's important to shelter in place when a tornado is inbound, unless you want to get caught up in one as seen in this next clip. I'm not sure if the person who captured this footage is unharmed or even okay, but I believe it's safe to assume they are alive as someone was able to post this video. The only information I was able to extract was that it came out of Chihuahua, Mexico, and the type of tornado that was captured was called a rope tornado. It seems to have occurred in a relatively unpopulated area, minimizing potential damage. There were no official reports of injuries, fatalities, or substantial property damage associated with this event. That being said, by the time this video is uploaded in the month of May, it's important for all individuals in areas susceptible to tornado events to prepare accordingly to the seasonal change, as right now is peak tornado season. So please be on guard and don't get caught off guard like the person in this eerie clip. Hospital demon. Hospitals are notorious for spiritual activity, especially because many people die foul and upsetting deaths while in a state of regret and torment. Many of these people are sometimes even haunted by spiritual forces that are actively harvesting their victims of energy. It's very common for hospital staff to encounter paranormal activity, from seeing apparitions to hearing people talking that aren't there. In this next segment, nurses captured an image that has left staff unnerved at the hospital they are working at. The post I found this image on said that despite the scary looking entity on top of the patient, nobody was in the room with them. Hospital staff have no idea what to make of this image. It can be said this is a camera glitch, but then again, I've never heard or seen a camera glitch in such a manner before. Many commenters below the image suggested this had to be a doctored photo, failing to believe it was authentic at all. I can't say for certain what we're looking at, but it sure does look like the sort of thing I see when I get sleep paralysis. Maybe this is a sleep paralysis demon, or a figment of overactive imaginations. What do you think it could be? Let me know in the comments below.